Hello, 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 everyone. Y'all come on into the room. Y'all come on into the room because guess what? We are going to have a wonderful time on today. Y'all, it is going to be our Entrepreneurs of Color Spotlight. We are super excited. We do our Entrepreneur of Color Spotlight every first and third Thursday at 6:30. Y'all, we're able to do this with our great partnership between Appleton Public Library, the ColorBold Business Association, and UW-Madison Division of Extension out of Gaming and Winnebago counties. Y'all, and we're able to push forward in the work that we do because of our great sponsors. And so our great sponsors is the Hmong Wisconsin Chamber of Commerce, as well as the Wisconsin United Coalition of Mutual Assistance Association. Y'all, we are so excited. For those who do not know me, I am Ramona Hallman. I am your hostess for tonight. And so, y'all, I am the board chair of the ColorBold Business Association. And so we are super excited because we have a dynamic person coming on today. And so it's not about my conversation and what I want to say. We want to bring our entrepreneur on. But before I bring our entrepreneur on, I want to make sure that you know a little bit about our entrepreneur. So, our entrepreneur, y'all, I am so excited because I love doing this. I love being able to hear the stories and the journey. And so we have Bo Huguet. She is a licensed insurance broker in Wisconsin where she helps individuals with their health and insurance needs. Y'all, she has a bachelor degree of management information systems, and she obtained that at the University of Oshkosh. She also has a family owned insurance agency business with her husband, Wisconsin Advantage LLC in Menasha. And for 10 years, for the last 10 years, over 10 years, she has helped her clients tremendously in reducing their health and prescription drug costs and connected them with programs and resources to assist them wherever necessary. Y'all, she is bilingual in Hmong, and she has been an integral resource in health insurance space for the Hmong community in the state of Wisconsin. And y'all, if that is not enough, she also volunteers. She serves as the board president for the United Hmong American Association. Y'all, I cannot wait. So I'm going to bring her in. Everyone, let's do a round of applause for Bo. Hey, Bo.
Hey, Ramona. Thank you so much for having me on. I'm
Yes.
excited.
Yes, we're so excited to have you. So, Bo, let's jump right in. Is there anything else that you would love to share about yourself? And then talk to us a little bit more about your business.
Sure. So, I originally grew up in California, so I came from a hot state.
Oh,
But
yes,
I'm
sunshine.
officially a Wisconsinite now because I've been here for over 24 years now. I still have family there, so I do try to visit once in a while. But California is where my stomping grounds are. So that most people don't know that if they just met me, and they always ask, "Why are you here?" So I had, family brought me here. So,
Okay.
um, basically you described my bio perfectly. I'm an insurance broker, and that's the whole purpose of my job is to help people, connect them with resources and with the right programs and plans to reduce their cost when it comes to the medical costs, prescription drug costs. And, I try to be versed in the community so that if they need assistance in other areas like energy assistance, I can connect them to the right resources. So I try to be, well-rounded, and I do a lot of hand holding with a lot of my clients because I do have a lot of non-English speaking, in the Hmong community. So, in a nutshell, that's what I do.
That is amazing. And so, in this space, what really motivated you to get started in this space?
So when I first started 10 years ago, I wasn't sure if it was something I really wanted to do. It was introduced to me by my husband, and because I heard the word sales, and unfortunately, that is like what describes what we do. But and I never thought of myself as a salesperson, so I wasn't really interested because I don't like forcing things on people, But as I learned more and more about this line of business, I really did come to understand and appreciate that it is really about helping people more than anything. Um, the fact of the matter is, anybody who has a health insurance plan or who needs health insurance, they come to us, and a lot of times it's to solve a problem. Their
Mhm.
drugs are too expensive, or they can't get, dental support or dental insurance, or things like that. So it's really about resolving some issues for people so that they can get the help that they need. So when I came to appreciate and understand that, then that's when I did decide to get licensed. And then right away, I learned that it was so health insurance and Medicare, particularly, is very undereducated, especially in the Hmong community. And so that also is a huge motivating factor for me because I wanted
Mhm.
to be that vessel to educate the Hmong elders about their options that they never knew existed. So that is my main motivator.
That is amazing, and that's very powerful. I would also like to say for those watching live or watching the replay, if you have questions, please make sure to post them in the chat, and we will make sure that Bo gets that and be able to give you a response if you have some questions as well. So, being motivated in this space, making sure that the generations are aware of different things that's going on and their options, and it seems like it is a great passion for you.
Yeah.
So it may be others that may be watching, that may have questions, that may want to explore business like yours. What would you say should be their first step?
Yeah, so that's a good question because in this space, there's multiple ways that someone can get into it. For example, you can be, I know some of the terminology I'm using might be too jargony, but in our world, you can, if you are tied to a particular carrier, you're considered a captive agent. But in my opinion, I think to be a true to be somebody who can truly provide various or like a wide set of solutions for your clients, you have to be an insurance broker. And in order to do that, you do have to be contracted through an insurance agency like Wisconsin Advantage. And the
Mhm.
reason for that is so that you can offer your clients a variety of options, and then the insurance agency helps guide you through the training, the certifications, and you know anything that you need to be able to know the products well enough to help somebody. So on the technical side, the first step is to get licensed, right? Get licensed in health insurance through whatever state you live in or whatever state you want to practice in. And then
Mhm.
your agency's job is supposed to help you get the necessary training and requirements for you to be legally compliant to help somebody. And as we go through our our session here, I'll talk a little bit more about that.
Okay. And so, Bo, how long does that take? So you was like this journey of being able to like,
Yeah.
okay, how long does that take?
So it really depends on how quickly you can complete your certifications and licensure with your state. So if you self study, and you're a real go getter, you can get it, in a month or two, because it's a whole. They have online courses where you can take, and it's self paced. You can take in person classes, but I think since the world of COVID, that has kind of changed a lot. So I think more of the online options are available than anything. But I
Mhm.
would say, to be honest, I think it would take somebody a good 4 to 6 months to be truly ready. And that's like, you have to be very motivated and allocate a lot of time and resources to learning not only the products. I feel like that is something that comes way later, but in this space, you have to be certified. First of all, you have to be licensed, and then you have to be certified with each of the carriers. And there's a series of costs that is associated with that. So, and then you have to go through background checks, all of that stuff. So I would say, 4 to 6 months is a good time frame.
Okay. All righty. Well, thank you for sharing that. So that helps us kind of see what that world can look like, and then as well, how long does it take to get into it? So so I want to get into this space here, because a lot of times as entrepreneurs of color, it could be some challenges, it could be some ups and downs, but did you get any business support when you started, formal or informal, when you said, okay, I'm about to start my own?
Yeah. So the formal support goes back to the training certifications, because those things are required. So I would kind of throw that into that bucket. And the agency that you work with should be helping you with all of that formal support.
Okay.
And it really takes a lot of practice and just getting into the weeds of it for the informal part of it. So they do provide both formal and informal support. Um, When it comes to marketing, though, it really depends on the agency you are working with and what kind of alignment they have with other partners or the insurance carriers that they are contracted with. A lot of times, I'm assuming you're talking about everything, right? Like financial, technical, everything.
Whatever you would like to share in that
Yeah.
space.
So with the marketing, yeah, like I said, it really depends on the alignment you have with the different partners that are in your agency. A lot of times, the insurance carrier do provide some of the marketing support, so they might pay, for example, an event for you to have a booth at, so that you can be in front of people to meet,
Okay.
potential clients and meet with them and stuff, things like that. But a lot of times you have to fork up your own ideas, and sometimes you do have to spend your own funds, to obtain clients as well. So I would say that the informal is a lot of the hands-on, and that's actually probably way more important than anything, because you won't feel comfortable to help somebody unless you are just really doing it. Knowing the products is important too, but if you don't know how to talk to somebody or to solve a problem, that is a huge factor into this job. So yeah, I would say that it's like a big category. It's kind of hard to just point it, but that's just my take on it.
Okay. Thank you for sharing that. And
Mhm.
so, for some reason, ladies and gentlemen, our names have taken, like, just left our screen. So, just
Oh,
in case you are all wondering,
yeah.
again, tonight we are speaking with the one, the only, Bo Huguet, and of Wisconsin
Mhm.
Advantage. Right.
Yes.
So, if you have questions, please make sure to put them in the chat. And so, Bo, let's continue on this journey of support. So, you talked about kind of what that support looked like in the beginning. So, what does support look like for you today as you are established?
Sure. So, support today is really, because the world has changed a lot in the last 10 years, right? And that's crazy to even
Yes.
say that. But especially since COVID, it's really important to be able to reach members, like telephonically, online, things like that, because you can't always meet with people in person. If they're uncomfortable or somebody is sick, you have to have the technical piece of it to allow you to meet with
Hmm.
somebody compliantly, because everything in our world is about compliance. There's different pieces of puzzles that has to be put in place. For example, in October of 2022, Medicare put in a guide or a rule that says everyone we speak to, if we're going to talk about benefits, the call has to be recorded. right? So if you don't have those kind of can't speak. If you don't have those kind of technical capabilities in place, it will be difficult to service your clients effectively. And so those are the types of support that's really important today, in my opinion. And the other thing is, marketing is always welcome. So if you can get some kind of a partnership where either one of the carriers or somebody in the community, and you guys are working together to reduce the cost, you to market yourself, that's really important too. And so those are things that a lot of, I think, established agents look for, is a way for them to service their clients and just provide options so people feel comfortable to meet with us.
Yes, and what ways have you found that it's easy to try to connect? So when you say marketing yourself and maybe reaching out and trying to find how you can connect with people to help you in this space, and
Mhm.
what ways have you found that kind of in your playbook would say this is kind of a way that works for
Sure.
me?
Yeah. So one of the trainings that Wisconsin Advantage provides to our agents is we teach people how to just really connect with people in the community. We try to connect with organizations and companies, small businesses that have similar coinciding alignment with our business, but not necessarily taking anything away from them. And so I feel like that is very important to build those types of relationships, so you're in people's minds, and so when they hear of people needing help, you can have like a referral source. That is something that's very important, and I think but you shouldn't rely on it, just because I have also learned that sometimes if it's not their bread and butter, or people just honestly don't have time, or they forget about you, that's okay too. It's just good to know people and have connections. Um, the other thing is, like I said, just really knowing community and local resources, because when you are able to help members connect with other resources that may not necessarily have anything to do with your direct line of work, you build credibility and trust, and then they are always willing to refer people to you. So that is also something that I feel like has helped me.
That's awesome. And I'm so glad that you shared that because that is like a gem. That is like y'all, that what was just shared, that space about being a connector in the spaces, talking with people, and not necessarily just right to deal with your business, but if you are able to connect, people will always remember that. And so that is definitely a gem to lock away. So now as you've gone through this journey, um and like you said, like 10 years ago, like why would be saying like 10 years ago, but how has your business grown or changed since the beginning to like where you stand now? Like how
Yeah.
has
Sure. So when I first started, it was a very new concept, especially in the Hmong community. And it was really about building credibility and trust at that time, because people were afraid of things that they didn't, we're always afraid of the unknown, right? And
mhm,
you put yourself in their shoes. A lot of them don't speak English, they don't read or write, and they rely heavily on their adult children. And so even and it's just like any line of work. If you don't do that for a living, you don't know much about it, right? So even when I have met with clients and then they tell their children, oh, I met with Bo and she told me about this plan that's going to save me X amount of dollars, or that's going to give me extra benefits. And then if their son or daughter says, oh, I've never heard of that, you don't need that. That was challenging for me, probably in the first 5 years I started doing this. um, but as time went on and I just kept, at it, and I really try to build my credibility by just doing what I say I'm going to do, and if my clients have any issues or they run into anything, I have a 24/7 response rule. If it's like not urgent, and I'm always the
mhm.
first person that they get when they call. I always follow through, like when I said earlier, hand holding, lack of a better word, I really do help them call to resolve their issues, So I think in the time frame, and I think time makes a huge difference, so now that I have established the trust and credibility in the communities that I have worked in, um, my business now, the way it's growing is largely by referral. So I have a lot of members that continuously tell their friends and family, and then their friends and family tell their friends and family. So I am, getting pretty good referral base with my business right now because of that trust and credibility over time.
That's awesome. And I, like to say over time to build that, because I would say that word of mouth, those referrals, they almost will go further than even a social media post, right? Because
Right, for
you,
sure. Yeah.
to be able to pull at the heartstrings of like, look, I know I've experienced and you should too. So
Yes.
definitely valuable. Okay, so now, of course, there's different people listening, and so we want to be able to learn. And we always say we can learn from others, some of the things that they have gone through. So, can you share any lessons learned in being a small business owner?
Yeah, so there's a lot of them, but if I were to hone it down to something that I would say is very integral, is to have good organizational skills. It really depends on what you do, but I think in my line of work, because you're managing humans, human beings, and you're managing their problems and their issues when they do come up, having organizational skills, having a system or a strategy to handle those customer service calls is huge. For example, if one of my members is calling me on my phone, I have a system where I know right away what their name is, what plan they're on, and I already know the benefits, in my head, just out of experience. So if they have like a quick question, I can already answer that right away without logging onto my computer. So I could be on vacation and answering a call without logging onto my computer. If I'm dealing with a member that has an issue with claims or whatever, I have a way that I'm documenting that to the detail so that if we're falling through over a number of weeks, I have all the details and I'm not going to be like, scrambling for it. So organizational skills helps with customer service, and in turn that helps make members happy. So that is one thing that I continuously do and from the beginning, and that's not going to change. That's just not going to change. And then having access to the right tools, like software and such like that, that helps with, creating a system for you. So, with a background in management information systems and project management in my previous, corporate job, that lended itself to help me put
Mhm.
those into practice. So I'm thankful that I have that background to help.
I love it that you talked about systems and then making sure that we have like the right systems in place. And then you also talked about being organized, right?
Yeah, for sure.
So, and I know people listening, everyone listening, we can all be in different spaces of what we call organized, as long as it makes sense to us in this space. All
Yes.
right. So now I'm going to put you on the spot on this one because I think that when it comes to organization, a lot of people struggle with it, right? And I mean, like for like whatever reasons, like all of my receipts are in this shoebox or over here in this pile and I have that pile and I'm trying to keep my business moving forward. So when it comes to organization, just your thoughts. What are some things that can help me if I am organiz- organizationally challenged? I think I
Right.
just made up a whole term. But is there something, since you've been doing it, like, is there something that you can share with somebody like me if I'm struggling with my organizational skills?
Yeah. Um, so it could be, so the thing with the phone, that's very simple. It doesn't have to
Okay.
be a big drawn out thing. But
Okay.
I think the number one thing is having a system and following through. So for example, when I have a new client, I punch their name and number what plan they are on, and what date they started with me in my contact list. So when they call, their name shows up with the date that I have enrolled them, with the name of the plan that they're on. So right away, I know
Okay.
who they are. It's just something simple like that, right? And so that's one example that I do. The other thing, I have spreadsheets. I'm a spreadsheet geek. I did that when I was in IT, and I still do that today. So I have spreadsheets that organize all my clients from existing to obsolete to, different plans. And then I can run different formulas to pull the
Wow.
different data that I need. If I have to, for example, send a correspondence to 100 clients that are in a certain category, I can do that. So, using the software at your disposal to organize your work, like you said, to what makes sense to you, because everybody's different, but
Yes.
those are just some examples that I do.
I love it. And you made it so simple, like this space of like our phones is always with us and it's like what information we put in it. I'm definitely taking that and putting that to use of like whatever information I can put in there. And then when you said like the spreadsheet, sometimes I think we think of like systems, we have to go and buy a program system, but there could be something as simple as doing an Excel spreadsheet or
Yeah,
something, whatever makes sense. So thank you for breaking that down and helping us with our organizational
you bet.
challenges.
No problem.
Okay, so now let's talk about a little bit more. Let's dig a little bit deeper.
Mhm.
What is one thing that you are particularly proud of in your business?
Well, I think what I'm most proud of is that I built my business from the ground up. I was the one of few Hmong agents in the state, and so like I shared with you earlier, I did have a lot of challenges in the beginning, and I just stuck through it. I have a good support system. So I said family business because my husband got me into this. So I'm lucky to have him too. He's been doing it for 10 years before I even started. So I had him to lean on. And so the one thing that I think I'm most proud of is that. And then also I am the person that my clients get when they call, and they have my cell phone. I don't use a phone service or anything. And the reason I chose to run my business that way is because I want to maintain that trust and credibility with all of my clients. I Because of that, I have also become the go-to person for a lot of things in their lives that has nothing to do with my business. A lot of them, because they don't speak English or read, they do bring me correspondence from different entities like the Social Security office, or maybe
Mhm.
sometimes they're junk mail, but they're not sure if it's important or not. I've become the go-to person for a lot of my members, and I don't mind helping them only because my parents are also in the same boat. They don't speak English or read or write. So I understand the difficulty that they face. And so I do always offer to help when they do call and ask for my help. So I'm proud that I'm able to be that person for them.
That is amazing. It is to me that is so beautiful because when you talk about that, that is truly like that service from the heart and being able to take care and be there for your clients or customers on a whole nother level. So I think that that is definitely it's like they like people will never leave you. There's a book called The Raving Fans, and it's like people become a fan of you
I hope
because of the great work.
so.
So you're gonna have these raving fans who keep sharing, and your business is gonna keep growing, growing, growing. So since we're talking about your business growing, 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 what's on the horizon for your business? Where do you see yourself in about 5 years? Talk to us about that. Whatever you would like to share.
Sure. Um, well, something I can definitely share is that when I first started in this space, it was very limited to certain parts of Wisconsin. And a lot of that is due to the different products that are available from the carriers that we work with. But over the last decade, all of the carriers have been expanding their plans and services to other parts of the state. And so I even this year I have been able to provide my service to other counties because a lot of the plans that we offer go by county. Depending on
Okay.
what county people live in, they could qualify for different plans. So I have started to expand into other parts of Wisconsin than I used to. And then the 5-year plan, quite possibly to other states as well, because there are, I mean, if you know something about the Hmong population, they live in clusters and throughout the United States. And so when I have advertised my services before, I have had people say, do you help people in California? Do you help people, in Minnesota? And I currently am not, but I think that it would be wise of me to get licensed and provide services in other states as well.
That is amazing. So
Yeah.
look, going from one state, like you're gonna be all over the US.
Yeah, I mean, maybe not like my main focal point, but just having the ability to compliantly help people when they do need the help, that would be nice to offer. Yeah.
Okay, so now you done unlock something else in this space. Like you said, it's not the main focal point, but being able to have it like
Yeah,
in your utility belt. So that I think that that is a nugget too. Y'all, Bo has been dropping these nuggets that really can help us on our journeys. And it is that space of what else can you put in your tool belt, in your resources that can say,
exactly.
hey, I can use this. So, Bo, anything more you would like to add, to tell your fellow entrepreneurs and supporters out here? Any words of advice?
Yeah, I thought about that, and I I have to put some human aspect into this, and just being real.
Be
You gotta
real.
you gotta be prepared to pay your taxes. That's just the worst. I would say when you first start out, first couple of years, you're not going to pay much taxes because, whatever. But as your business grow, you better have a strategy in place and work with an accountant to, just so you can pay your taxes when it's come due. That is, I would call that kind of a pain point when you're self-employed, and I'm sure that a lot of our entrepreneurs out there would agree. So definitely work with a good accountant to help you prepare everything, and so that you're not stuck in a pickle. And then, I already shared this earlier, but I think that having a good community-based network is just really important. Having a lot of just being in good graces with a lot of people in your circle, and because you're in this space, it's all about taking care of the customer, making them happy, and you can't be viewed like you don't care about people, right? So
Mhm.
I try really hard to just provide my services by connecting with people, especially a lot. And it's really important when you can connect with people of influence, because the trust and credibility goes a long way. So I really always try to meet new people, share with them what I do, and then learn what they do and see if we can align somewhere. So yeah, so taxes and networking.
Taxes and networking. Again, some nuggets, some gold nuggets, diamonds, gems. Definitely got to pay them taxes. Have the right people with doing it, right?
Right. Yeah.
Make sure you're out there talking to people. So, okay. Well, all right, Bo. If people want to know more about you or to find out, just to connect with you, what is the best way?
So we have our agency has a website, but if people want to connect with me directly, it would be through my personal, not personal, my business Facebook page, and I think the link is right up here.
It is right on the
Wisconsin
screen.
Advantage, Bo Huguet. So that is my Facebook page. So if anybody connects with me through there, I'll respond and we'll go from there.
Awesome, awesome. Well, it has been amazing and phenomenal speaking with you.
Thank you,
And
Ramona.
so,
Same here.
yes, and so you take care and
Thank you. You
we'll
also.
chat soon.
All
All
right. Thank
righty.
you. Bye.
Bye-bye. So, everyone, we have had an amazing time on tonight. Okay. If you know of any entrepreneurs of color, if you are entrepreneur of color and you want to be spotlighted on our spotlight, there is a link. Make sure that you click the link and you're able to at least sign up. And so we truly appreciate y'all tuning in and checking out our Entrepreneurs of Color Spotlight. Again, we do it every first and third Thursdays at 6:30, and we truly do it because of our amazing partnership with the Appleton Public Library, UW-Madison Division of Extension out of Gaming and Winnebago counties, as well as the ColorBold Business Association. And we're able to continue the work because of the help and the support of our sponsors, the Wisconsin United Coalition of Mutual Assistance Association and the Hmong Wisconsin Chamber of Commerce. Y'all, if y'all have questions, if you want to reach out and to know more, definitely you can reach out. You can email um, yvue@apl.org, as well as you can email us at ColorBold Business Association at gmail.com. So we are again super excited to continue our efforts in our Entrepreneur of Color Spotlight, and we look forward to seeing y'all next time.